Hey there, welcome in. It's Heather with Heather's Healing, and we are going to look at the month of April 2025. Just get a message. I've taken some notes from a few weeks ago, just looking ahead at this month, so I'll read over those. And first, I'm going to draw some cards just to get a message for April, deeper dive. I don't know, whatever would like to be, whatever spirit would like to share with us. I've already done the readings for all of the signs, so this is just in addition to those readings. So, advice and guidance for the upcoming month, April 2025, for those that are watching now or in the future. I don't know, maybe my cards are shuffled enough. They don't really want to shuffle. So, I'm just going to use my Rider Waite deck. It's kind of my go-to deck. I use it a lot. All right. So 3 cards, advice and guidance for those that are watching for April 2025. And then I'll read the notes that I took briefly, and then we'll look at the cards. So 3 cards for the month of April. What do we need to know that we don't know now? And thanks so much for being here. How are you guys? So what is the date? It is April 3rd when I'm recording this, 2025. I hope you are doing well. Before I turn those cards over, I just wanted to quickly go over the notes that I took. So something that Spirit was focusing on, they were talking about a large amount of light coming in from the cosmos, the sun, moon, etc., which isn't anything new, but they did bring this up for April, so I know it will be relevant. It's bringing many issues from the foreground forward, from a personal level to a larger collective level. This can make for an agitated state for those who do not want to be aware or who do not want to focus on their shadow. Rejoice in all that is coming forward. It will make way for transformation, shifts on your perspective, and the way you choose to live your life. So just, being mindful of those that may seem agitated is because of the increase of light that's coming through. And it's really meant to help us all see what we need to shift and change in our lives and about ourselves. But of course, not everyone's going to want to do that. So you could notice an increased agitation in those around you. Questions around home and where you live could be focused on this month. Many are being prompted to move. Pay attention to repeated signs and messages. There's a focus on shifting your diet. What was working for you may no longer work. They also mentioned there could be continued shortages or recalls on chicken and beef. Money is focused on this month. Money is an energetic exchange. How are you spending your money? What energies are you supporting and feeding with your cash? So my guides always talk about voting with your cash. You vote with your dollars. Money is energy. How are you spending your money? What are you investing in with your money? So that's a good thing to look at. What are you feeding with your cash? I like that the way they phrased that. The last thing that I wanted to mention here is how are you making time to do and invest in something you love, something that you're passionate about, something that brings you joy. That's going to be really important. All right, so let's go ahead and flip over the cards and see what we have here. 8 of Swords, 8 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles. Interesting, because the 4 of Pentacles, I mean, that's talking about how you're spending your money. It's talking about that energetic exchange. Interesting here. So 8 of Swords, how are you feeling limited trapped. And this is going to be by your thoughts, beliefs, ideas, the parts of you that you would like to change, but find it difficult to change. Take a look at that this month, see what's coming up. Some of these things may be things that need acceptance or forgiveness around. This feels really focused on you personally, not so much your environment, not so much anything else. This is really focused on you. How are you feeling trapped or held back? Take a look at that. And I also believe that when Spirit is bringing messages up like this, especially at the beginning of the month, it will probably reveal itself throughout the month, especially if you're wanting it to be revealed. This also feels really tied into the message that they brought through regarding agitation. Look at areas where you are feeling agitated. Those are always clues as to what is ready to shift or needs to shift. And oftentimes it does challenge our beliefs. It challenges conditioning. It's sometimes things that aren't necessarily easy to just change. The other thing that I feel about this is the beliefs and conditioning that's being challenged. If you choose to look at this, and then if you choose to make the changes, it can bring forth profound changes throughout all of your life. Meaning it could have you looking at and questioning your relationships, where you work, how you make your money. I mean, everything. So if it does feel like some pretty big shifts. The Eight of Wands, right here in the middle, this is fast moving energy. So this is information coming in really quickly. This could look like epiphanies, just sudden shifts in your perspective, being able to see things very clearly. So maybe what was hidden no longer is. But this is really fast change coming in. And I feel like this is more middle of the month, but this also feels like it's interesting too that we have 2 8s here. And then we have a 4. But some of this could be shifts and changes that the universe is bringing about, meaning that it is not really in your control. But this is definitely fast moving energy. Things are going to be shifting whether you want it to or not, which is good. I mean, shifts and changes, especially if you are really holding the intention to live an authentic life and to, you really want to live on purpose. These changes will be good. They're not always necessarily comfortable, and they don't always necessarily come when we want them to. The changes don't always happen when we want them to. So yeah, something to consider there. So, and then we've got the Four of Pentacles, and I really feel like this is tying into that message around how do you want to invest in what are you feeding with your cash? But the Four of Pentacles also talks about a need for control and clinging on to things that no longer are serving you, but holding so tight and being very rigid. Where that will be very challenging energy this month and moving forward. Try to not be so rigid. Try to go with the flow as much as you can. But I do love having the Four of Pentacles can kind of get a bad rap because, I mean, it does look like he's holding on to Pentacles. Pentacles represent earthly material things, resources, your time, money, things that only exist in this realm. And the way that he's holding on to all of these coins, it can come across as he's being very greedy and selfish. But this card does represent financial stability. There can be a focus on retirement with this card too. So some of you could be really focusing on your retirement funds, taking a look at that. Maybe you are retiring this month, so that can be a focus as well. But really paying attention to, what are you feeding with your cash? Money is an energetic exchange. Everything is energy in this realm and in others. Energy is, um, it's an exchange, and money in this realm, this physical realm, it is an energetic exchange. So if you think about that, everything that you spend money on, you are feeding that energy. So what energies are you spending, or what energies are you supporting with your cash? That can really, if you get really thinking about that, I mean, that could bring in profound shifts on how you view your money and how you view, how you're spending it. What are you feeding with that? So take a look at that. But I do like that we have the Four of Pentacles here, because that really does talk about financial stability. So if you've been having, if finances have been really tight, if things have felt really constricted, do your best to kind of breathe into that and to become more open, and less constricted. The other thing too, and this is something that is challenging for me, and I swear it's like the work of a lifetime, at least for me. The more open you are energetically, and the less rigid and constricted, the more money and wealth can flow to you. It is an energy. So if you can look at it like that, that can also help to open you up to other streams of income. Anytime you're feeling really rigid or fearful around money, you're actually cutting off your flow. You're cutting off that energy stream, so money is less likely to come to you. So things to think about this month. I do really love that we have two eights here. Eights are feminine energy. They invite, and that's interesting because I was just talking about, when we talk about energy, a lot of that is that's very feminine. It is, not something you can necessarily see, but you can feel it. So feeling in your body, where are you feeling rigid or constricted? That can cut off your flow to finances, opportunities, deeper connections with others. But the eights represent speed, change, change in your routine. And it can also suggest stagnation or laziness. But with this Eight of Wands here, I don't feel that at all. I feel like there's going to be a lot of speed and rapid change that happens this month. So I guess, yeah, I think that's all I've got to say about these. Take great care of yourself. Yeah, there also seems to be things ending this month. There's, feels like a lot of endings coming in, probably around relationships that are no longer serving. And this could be in relation to moving. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it there. Have a fantastic April. I'd love to hear how it's going for you this month. Check out your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Those will all be posted as well. So take care.